Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through the latest to bring you the most compelling insights from the cutting edge of innovation. Today, we're plunging into the fascinating and sometimes pretty messy world of artificial intelligence. And to kick things off, let's start with what we're calling our automation idea of the week. Hmm. Imagine this, a sophisticated AI powered recipe generator. But this isn't just spitting out generic meals. This AI, well, it knows your pantry. It intelligently checks what ingredients you actually have right now. It understands your dietary restrictions, maybe you're vegetarian or avoiding gluten. It adapts to your personal preferences, like if you hate mushrooms, it'll learn that. And it even tracks your nutritional goals, maybe helping you hit those protein targets or cut down on carbs. So no more staring blankly into a half-empty fridge, wondering what on earth to make, or endlessly scrolling through recipes that need stuff you just don't have. For someone like me, who often ends up with just, I don't know, eggs and a hopeful expression on a Tuesday night, how much of a game changer would that be for your next weeknight dinner?
It's an incredibly appealing idea, isn't it? And what's so interesting about that seemingly simple convenience, is how deeply it touches on so many broader implications. This isn't just about saving you a trip to the store or, curing decision fatigue. This kind of innovation could significantly reduce food waste, for instance, by intelligently using up every last bit in your kitchen before it goes bad. It really has the power to democratize cooking experiences, making gourmet meals or specialized diets accessible to pretty much everyone, regardless of their skill level. And by efficiently creating these truly personalized meal plans, it actively fosters healthier, more sustainable eating habits. For individuals, for families, it really is about solving a common pain point, not just in our homes, but even in commercial kitchens. Optimizing resource use and personalizing experiences at scale.
Yeah, it definitely paints a compelling picture of AI's potential. It's easy to get swept up in the possibilities. But like with any powerful new technology, that vision, as exciting as it is, often comes with its own set of, well, growing pains. So today, our deep dive is all about navigating those very challenges. We're calling it the ethical and practical dimensions of AI's growing pains, navigating bias, innovation, and society in the age of automation. We're going to unpack some layered narratives from our sources that reveal these really complex questions about authenticity, governance, and even, societal stability as AI weaves itself deeper into our daily lives. All right, so let's kick off our first dive. Let's look at the philosophical side of AI, specifically through the lens of chatbots. I think most of us have interacted with AI chatbots by now, right? They're often pretty impressive with their language abilities. But a recent ABC News article highlighted something quite alarming. These modern AI chatbots, despite how sophisticated they seem, are capable of generating toxic, really hateful content when prompted without the right safeguards in place. It's a stark reminder that what looks like a neutral tool can, maybe unintentionally, amplify the prejudices already out there in society. Imagine asking for information about a specific group and getting back harmful or just plain inaccurate stereotypes. That's not just a glitch, it's a profound ethical challenge.
You're absolutely right. And what's truly fascinating here is how quickly we go from admiring AI's language skills to grappling with these deep ethical dilemmas. This situation immediately brings up some very tough philosophical questions, especially around responsibility. Like, whose job is it to prevent this spread of harmful stereotypes? Is it the AI itself, which obviously has no moral compass? Is it solely its creators who trained it on these vast, often unfiltered datasets from the internet? Or do regulators need to step in to oversee how it's used and what it puts out? And can an AI really be held accountable like a human can? Or are we just trying to fit something fundamentally different into our existing human frameworks? And this also gets into the critical issue of truth and authenticity. If these AI models are basically just mirroring the societal prejudices baked into their massive training data, which is essentially, the internet's collective wisdom, flaws and all, then are they objective reflections of truth? Or are they actually distorting truth by amplifying our existing biases? This isn't just academic.
It challenges how we maintain authenticity and integrity in communications driven by AI, especially when the source might be inherently biased or, even worse, prone to hallucinations, just confidently making stuff up. So this raises an important question for you listening. How does this impact how you consume AI-generated information? Whether it's a news summary, something creative, even search results, We all really need to become incredibly critical evaluators of the information we see every day.
That's a really powerful point, and it feels more urgent all the time. But if AI models just reflect what's already out there, isn't there also an expectation, maybe a hope, that AI could be better than us, or at least filter out our worst impulses? Is it even realistic to expect regulators to keep up with how fast this is all moving? Or does the burden really fall more on the creators themselves to build in those ethical guardrails from the start, to actively somehow clean that training data?
That's a fantastic question, and it really hits the core of the tension. The challenge is just immense. On one hand, yes, there's this desire for AI to be a force for good, right, to overcome human biases. But on the other hand, building an AI that can objectively filter out societal biases without accidentally introducing new, maybe unforeseen biases is incredibly complex. I mean, what one group sees as biased, another might see as a valid viewpoint. And the sheer scale of the data makes manual cleaning basically impossible. Algorithmic filters, well, they can be tricked, or they might accidentally suppress legitimate viewpoints. So while the responsibility does largely fall on creators to implement rigorous safeguards and ethical design principles, the regulatory side is trying to catch up. But it's an ongoing thing. It's iterative. It's less about finding one single fix and more about constant monitoring and refinement, acknowledging that the AI is learning from a living, evolving world.
That really does highlight the human element, or maybe the struggle with the human element in AI's ethical problems. And it's that very human element, or sometimes the lack of a cohesive human strategy, that can derail even the most ambitious AI projects, even when the money and talent seem limitless. Okay, let's shift gears. Let's go from the philosophical debates to the business battlefield, because here's where it gets really interesting. A Gizmodo piece recently shed quite a bit of light on Meta's turbulent AI development efforts. We're talking about an ambitious but frankly chaotic pursuit of tech leadership in the AI space. And this isn't some small startup. Meta has poured billions of dollars into this. They've recruited some of the biggest star talent in AI. Yet the article highlights an internal culture apparently rife with dissatisfaction and high employee turnover. That's a lot of churn for such a high-stakes, incredibly expensive effort. It makes you wonder what exactly is going on when you have all the resources in the world, but your internal engine seems to be sputtering.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, Meta's experience offers a really crucial entrepreneurial insight that goes way beyond just AI. It shows that technological prowess alone just cannot guarantee success. You can pour billions into R&D. You can hire the smartest people out there. But organizational coherence, truly motivated teams, and crystal clear strategic clarity are just as vital, maybe even more so. Meta's bumpy journey makes us think about the risks, the risks of prioritizing rapid growth and aggressive goals over cultivating a sustainable, innovative internal environment. This is especially true in these high-stakes, cutting-edge fields like AI, where the pace is just relentless and the ethical stuff is so profound. Think about it. AI research often involves long lead times, uncertain outcomes, and it really needs a high degree of collaborative synergy. So if the internal culture is marked by dissatisfaction or maybe intense internal competition or just a lack of clear direction from the top, perhaps because priorities keep shifting or there are too many moonshot projects without enough focus, then even the deepest pockets and the brightest hires might just fall short of making those groundbreaking breakthroughs everyone wants. It suggests that leadership in AI isn't just about understanding algorithms. It's about fostering an environment where human creativity and collaboration can actually thrive, even under immense pressure. It really highlights that innovation isn't just the technology itself, it's profoundly about the human element behind it.
It almost sounds like they're trying to win a marathon by sprinting every single lap and the team is just burning out. Is there a point where that move fast and break things mentality, which has been so central to Silicon Valley culture, just doesn't work anymore? Especially when the things you're breaking are, code that influences millions, maybe billions of people globally. What does Meta's experience tell us about the long-term sustainability of that kind of corporate culture in AI?
That's a critical question. That move fast and break things ethos, well, it certainly drove rapid iteration in some areas, didn't it? But it carries significant risks when you're dealing with foundational technologies like AI. The things you might break now have much wider societal implications, as we just talked about with chatbot bias. For Meta, the Gizmodo report specifically mentioned a culture where engineers felt burnt out, where there was a perceived lack of strategic cohesion, and where ambitious projects were often just abandoned or dramatically changed. That kind of environment, especially in AI, can lead to talent drain, wasted effort, and ultimately a failure to really capitalize on their massive investments. Sustainable innovation seems to require stability, a clear long-term vision, and a culture that supports deep, focused work, not just a series of frantic sprints. It suggests maybe a maturing of the tech industry is needed, where the consequences of hasty development are just becoming too significant to ignore.
That's a fascinating look at how crucial those internal dynamics are, even for the giants. Okay, now, for our third dive, let's look at AI's impact on society and a very relatable example of how it plays out in our everyday lives. The TechCrunch report detailed Taco Bell's rather cautious approach to deploying AI at their drive-thrus. Now, this isn't just about ordering burritos. It perfectly illustrates society's delicate balancing act between embracing technological convenience and preserving that human touch we often still want. I remember trying one of those early self-checkout systems years ago, and honestly, it felt like wrestling with a barcode scanner. It definitely wasn't the seamless future I was promised.
Exactly. And that experience is highly resonant with what Taco Bell actually found. While AI undeniably promises efficiency, speed, the real-world tests at Taco Bell's drive-thrus revealed significant lapses in reliability and, crucially, in customer satisfaction. This directly led them to reconsider going fully automated and to scale back their ambitions. From a societal standpoint, this really exemplifies how technological adoption always has to respect cultural context and user trust. It highlights that just because you could automate something doesn't automatically mean you should, or even that customers want you to. The report hinted at specific kinds of failures, like the AI struggling with complex or customized orders, or understanding different accents, or handling exceptions like a customer asking for no pickles and then changing their mind. Simple stuff for a person, hard for AI. And there's also the psychological barrier. People often still prefer the nuance and empathy of talking to a human, especially if there's a problem or they need clarification. It's not just about efficiency, it's about the perceived value of the interaction itself. So we're seeing this growing demand for hybrid model systems that combine automation's benefits, like faster order processing, with human oversight. This keeps that personal engagement, which many customers really value, while still using AI's efficiency where it makes sense. This kind of moderation reflects a broader societal shift, I think, towards responsible innovation rather than just rushing into blind automation. It makes you reflect on your own experiences, right? Where do you value the seamless speed of automation? And where do you absolutely need that human interaction to feel truly served?
So it's not just about whether the AI can technically do the job, it's about whether we want it to, and if it truly makes the experience better, not just faster in a sort of clunky way. Is that human touch just like a nostalgic preference we have? Or is it a more fundamental part of certain interactions, particularly in service industries? And what does Taco Bell's experience maybe signal to other companies thinking about similar automation?
Well, I think it's far more than just nostalgia. For many service interactions, that human touch provides flexibility, empathy, problem solving, things current AI simply can't replicate well. If your order is wrong, talking to a person allows for a quick, nuanced fix that might just frustrate an automated system, right? It builds trust and loyalty. Taco Bell's caution sends a clear message to other companies. Don't just jump on the AI bandwagon because you can. Really consider the customer journey, the specific points where human interaction adds unique value, and the potential for tech failures to just erode goodwill. It's about finding that sweet spot where AI genuinely augments human capabilities rather than replacing them in ways that actually diminish the customer experience. The future of automation, it really seems, is increasingly looking hybrid. So as we bring together these insights from our deep dive today, you can really see that observing AI in action, whether it's in these philosophical debates about bias, or the complex business strategies of tech giants, or just the everyday customer service at a drive-thru, lets you uncover not just the tech possibilities, but also these complex ethical dilemmas and subtle yet really profound societal nuances. We've talked about the often unintended biases baked into our chatbots, the organizational chaos that can trip up even the most well-funded tech giants chasing innovation, and that crucial balance of customer trust and the irreplaceable human touch in our fast food orders. These aren't just separate issues, they're all interconnected threads in this rapidly unfolding story of AI.
It's truly a fascinating and, as we've seen, pretty complex era, isn't it? Whether we're grappling with bias being amplified or navigating organizational chaos and this relentless push for innovation, or trying to strike the right balance with customer trust in automated systems, there's definitely a common thread running through it all. This profound interplay between human aspiration, technological capability, and the societal impact. It makes you realize that building the future isn't just about writing code, it's about wisdom, too.
Precisely. The key, I really believe, lies in thoughtful integration and rigorous oversight. There's always more to learn about how these systems truly interact with our world, and considering multiple perspectives will always enrich our understanding and hopefully lead to better solutions. We're still very much in the early chapters of this AI story.
And I find myself continually intrigued by humanity's relentless push for progress, even as we navigate our own imperfections and the unexpected challenges that, well, inevitably come with creating something as powerful and transformative as artificial intelligence. It's a journey of continuous learning for the machines and definitely for us too.
Indeed. And after all, every flaw we uncover in AI isn't really a failure to be hidden away. It's an invaluable opportunity to refine the future. It's a chance for us to build systems that are more just, more efficient, and maybe more aligned with our deepest human values. The future of AI isn't predetermined. It's something we actively shape through every decision, every safeguard, and every thoughtful implementation.
Absolutely. By understanding these ethical and practical dimensions, you are better equipped to not just react to the future of AI, but to actively navigate it and perhaps even help shape it for the better. We hope this deep dive has given you some surprising facts, maybe some fresh perspectives, and a few aha moments to chew on. Perhaps the next time you interact with an AI, you'll think a little differently about what's going on behind the scenes. Thanks for joining us.